Happy Sunday, Leslie. Hello, Diva 9000. Hola, Carmen. Y'all, I don't know about you, what the weather looks like where you are, but it has been fall here all weekend, and I have been loving it. Not to be confused with the McDonald's theme song. I am loving it. Spring and fall are my two favorite seasons. Hello, Rosalind. Welcome. If you ladies would go ahead and give a big thumbs up. I am hoping that my tribe sister Sabrina is going to join the chat. Hello, the Closet Dive. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I've seen some of my friends, Carmen, that are in the NYC area that, like, even a week ago, 2 weeks ago, were already like in their puffer jackets and stuff. Hello, is that Carnella? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Hello, Teresa. Welcome. So glad to have you. I hope all is well on the home front. Perfect, Carnella. Glad to have you in the chat. If you ladies would go ahead and give a big thumbs up. Carmen, I'm gonna ask if you would go back and look at the chat. Hi, Kim. So I'm gonna ask you and Carmen if you would go back in the chat from yesterday and include the article link that Sabrina sent out via text to the tribe. I want to make sure that that CNBC link is available for everyone in the chat tonight. Thank you, ladies. I'm going to see if I can get the thread. Okay, perfect. So it looks like we had Crystal to join, Constance to join. Hello, Rosalind. Welcome. Happy Sunday, ladies. So my tribe sister Sabrina sent out a text link on yesterday, and I'm asking Carmen and Kimberly if they can go back into the chat, the text from yesterday, and include this CNBC link because it's kind of what I want to talk about tonight before I go into my Florentine haul. So I'm gonna just kind of rant just a little bit. Thank you, Kim. So, ladies, if you would go ahead and check out the link that Kimberly just posted in the chat. It is a CNBC article that posted on October the 10th, so last week. And the title of this article is Handbag Sales Reveal a Major Shift in Where Consumers Are Shopping. I'm going to repeat that. The title of the article is Handbag Sales Reveal a Major Shift in Where Consumers Are Shopping. I'm going to read the first bullet or paraphrase it for the most part for you for this article. Yes, it was posted on National Handbag Day, and it says the women's handbags and totes business in the U.S. is down over 20% in the first 8 months of 2019 compared with 3 years ago, according to NPD Consumers Tracking Service. So I just want you to pause and think about just that first bullet. And just now, for the first 10 months of the year, how does your purchases in 2019 compare to the number of purchases or the amount that you spent on handbags in the prior 3 years? I am certain that I am not the only person that is saying that my purchases are significantly down because, as this article states, that sales in women handbags are down because women are no longer looking for, right, the it bag. We're looking for solutions. The Closet Dive, mine are significantly down even just over a year ago, let alone 3 years ago. And when I think about 3 years ago, just the 12 days of Dooney, it was so much more amazing than it was this past year. When I think about the summer fun sale, the Memorial Day sale, the offering via the spring, summer, winter, fall lookbooks for Dooney, when I was fixated on a bag and just had to have it, those days are no more, or at least they have not presented themselves in 2019. So, um, one of the things that I will say is that they say that this is clearly not a blip, it's a major shift. It is, because I think that this year, not only did we as a community decide that we were going to shift to accessories, right? Because how many bags can you have? How many handbags can you store? But also thinking about, does it really make sense for me to have 25 of the same bag in 25 different colors? Maybe if you love that bag and that bag presents itself as your carrying solution, which is kind of what this article is talking about, consumers are looking for. But if it's not, I think we've pulled back and said, you know what, this doesn't make sense. Or I'm looking for something new and unique and different to add to my collection. I think for us at the beginning of the year, particularly just thinking about the tribe, is the going away of Henri Bendale, right? It presented something new, something different, something fresh, something that we were unable to find in Dooney and Burke. And even if you just think about silhouettes and colors from HB like petrol, what have we seen like the Bowery tote or the Bowery satchel until Mrs. Q's live stream last Saturday, where we saw the Antonio Milani version of the Bowery satchel, which, by the way, if you've looked at that bag, is faux leather. As much as I would love to pull the trigger on that bag, y'all know I believe that an animal should die for my leather. I'm sorry. I know Peter hates my videos, but that's just how I feel. Like, I should not have to settle on quality or the longevity of a bag for style. All right, so here's the other thing, and this is what oh my goodness, what does Kim say all the time? It makes what when she gets upset. I'm sorry, Kim. Burn my butt. Is that what you always say? So this article, y'all, is talking about the 20-somethings and how they are making purchases from the resale market. That they're focused on more luxury brands like the LVs, the Gucci's, the Chanel's, etc., etc., and that brands like Michael Kors and Tapestry, which has Coach and Michael Kors, their sales are down. So what I will say is, if you are looking at this article, and for those of you that are just joining, the link, if you scroll up, the link will be in the chat to this article that we're talking about tonight. And if you don't see it, if you'll just say that you can't scroll back far enough, I'll ask my tribe sisters to post it again so that it's easy to find. But this article is focused on sales being down in that 20-something range, right? The age range. What I will tell you is that when I look at the demographics, the age demographics for my followers, it is we're like real women. I have little, if any, following from the 20s to kind of the mid 30s. Most of us here in the live stream and my subscriber demographic is like mid 30s into, right, Carmen, to about the 65, right? So professional women, people that maybe are raising a family or have already raised a family, women that have greater income, disposable income, women that have a greater sense of who we are and have an appreciation for quality. have discovered our voice as it relates to what we're willing to accept, right? Versus the pushback or the returning of things that don't meet our individual standards. So I get it. Focus on the 19s to 20 somethings. I'm sure those are the ones, if I recall from when I was at that age point, that's the group that's kind of setting the trends. That's the group that the fashion houses are really focused on. Those are the folks that are on the runway when it comes to fashion weeks all over the globe. It's not us in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. No issue with that. But what I want to note to you is that if the sales are down in the 19s and 20s and they have very little disposable income compared to where this group is. I just want you to think about it, right? Kim, you're right. They don't have a mortgage, but they also likely are not, they don't have higher incomes either. This is particularly this group, right? And I'm not, I don't want to offend anyone, but these are folks that are just staying at home with their parents, or maybe they're okay still sharing an apartment or a roommate. Maybe they're in college, and you know, maybe they're doing something where they can afford LV in college. But what I will tell you is that when I was in college, and I'm talking about even 2 years ago in law school, my focus was not on an LV bag. It was making sure the mortgage was paid, the lights were on, the internet was on, the tuition was paid, the right? That was where my focus was. Now, did I continue to buy handbags while I was in school? Yes, I did. I'm thankful that my lifestyle afforded me to be able to do that. But I will tell you that for my less mature classmates, the Kate Spades and the LV and this, that, and the other that they were carrying, it was not at their expense. Someone else had provided, gifted those handbags to them. And again, nothing against that. I had, in my 20s, the items gifted to me at that price range. But what I will say is, back to my point, because I'm kind of going to close it up. If sales are down for brands like Tapestry and Michael Kors in the 20-something range, and they're saying that, 20, 30% down in sales. For those of us that have discretionary income that can purchase more than one bag at a time, if it's down in the 20 somethings, or in that age bracket down 20 to 30% plus, what do you think it's down for those of us that are in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s? Particularly the fact that they didn't even recognize Dooney and Burke in this article. For those of you that are reading the article, it didn't even mention Dooney. No mention of our brand at all. And for many of us, we shifted this year from Dooney into making purchases to MK, more Kate purchases from Kate Spade, more purchases from Coach. And if we shifted to those brands and they are still down double digits, what do you think happened with Dooney? What do you think happened? And you're talking about brands that don't have a problem with you, filming or live streaming or posting. You're talking about brands that have amazing sales, great customer service. They have flash sales. They have all kinds of things that keep you coming back to their site and into the store and exploring their product line. And if they are feeling it double digits, and all of us from 30 to 60 shifted our funds and they still were down, what do you think happened to Dooney? Right, they're privately held. Nobody will ever know how bad they have suffered. But what I will tell you, and I'm sure many of you have experienced this as well, that if you are in a Dooney and Burke store, an outlet store, right, on a weekday, you are likely to be the only person in the store for extended periods of time. Hi, Ems. Hi, Clove 007. And if you're there on the weekend, if you look at the foot traffic in an MK store or Coach versus the foot traffic that you see in Dooney and Burke, for those of you that have experienced that, you tell me what it is, because those stores still are runneth over with foot traffic compared to Dooney. Now, if you followed me this year, you know that I have explored other brands, especially around accessories. And it started the year off with the exploration of Henri Bendel and them discontinuing their operation. I have only made a couple of what I call handbag purchases from the brands that I have explored. Forget about HB, because I confess I completely lost my mind at the beginning of the year exploring HB. But as it relates to Kate Spade, I've not purchased a Kate Spade handbag this year. Accessories, yes, and you've seen some of those on my channel. Coach, you've seen me with the terrain bag, the bike bag that I carried on the cruise to the Bahamas. I've actually purchased two of those. I know I've only shared one color on my channel, but I actually did purchase two of them. Michael Kors, I have not purchased a Michael Kors bag this year. There's some that have caught my attention, but accessories, I have virtually lost my mind on, particularly around their pouches, their card cases, their wallets. Even before I switched, hi Bad Crazy, even before there was a focus on exploring other brands, y'all know I had really struggled before the Carrington, before Willis, and before the clutch wristlet. I was really struggling to find a wallet from Dooney and Burke that I cared to use, right? It just, the functionality was just not there. But I will tell you that as I look at the number of purchases, just go back to the 12 days of Dooney this past year, right? Christmas 18 going into 19. I bought one bag style, one bag silhouette in multiple colors, and that was it for me for the entire 12 days of Dooney. Now, I know some of my tribe sisters bought not only the Russell in a couple of colors, but they also picked up the steel blue in the medium satchel. Then we went through the beginning of the year where Dooney hiked its prices up. And, you know, I still have mixed feelings about the way that they went about that. But in the price increase, I thought that we were going to get something that was worthy of some additional coins. But that hasn't happened. Another thing that, and this was my epiphany for this week, I have been chomping at the bit to purchase a new Alto bag. Want it, gotta have it. Cannot find one that has blown me away. So I decided I was gonna go directly to Boldrini. And in case you didn't know, they do ship worldwide. You'll need to use your credit card. I would say use your credit card as opposed to your debit card if you are purchasing from Boldrini this year, just because with your credit card, the conversion, right? The conversion of what is it? The pound versus the US dollar. Credit card companies are a little bit more equipped to do that. Right, Kim, exactly. It is so much cheaper to purchase directly from Boldrini with their logo, their embossing on their bags, as opposed to buying from Dooney, where it's a Boldrini bag that has been branded for Dooney. Now, I will say, You do get a little bit better color variety because Dooney does offer a variety. It's not just your chestnut and your black and your natural, right? But if it is a bag that you like, and I'm not feeling anything right now in Alto, which means I didn't feel anything when I went over to Boldrini. But if it is something that you like and you're seeing it on Dooney, I would encourage you to take a look at Boldrini because that's where it comes from. Maybe you make your purchase directly there because as opposed to spending four, five, six, seven, $800, a bag that I looked at this weekend directly on Boldrini with the conversion rate ended up being 273. Yeah. So I think the community has shared more. We're getting smarter about our purchases. We're not buying the same doggone thing over and over again. If the quality isn't right, we're sending it back. We're being very particular that, maybe this group is a little bit different for me, but I have a certain amount of income, right? I don't have an unlimited budget. And when I spend that, I want what I want and I want it shipped properly. I want it quality. I don't want it used. I don't want somebody else's returns. I want my hands to be the first all over. And if it's not that, then it needs to go back. It is, Kim. It is absolutely amazing. Whether you're finding those pieces, because every once in a while, right, you can find Boldrini at TJ Maxx, at Marshall's. I have different feelings about that brand being at TJ Maxx and Marshall's than I do about Dooney and Burke being in TJ Maxx and Marshalls. And I know that's a little strange, but part of that feeling is because Dooney had stuff this year that, in my opinion, from a business standpoint, they had items that were selling at discounted stores, TJ Maxx and Marshalls, that product should have been routed to their outlet stores. Or it should have been made available on their website, even if it were limited quantity, limited promotion, whatever. So it does not surprise me. I guess at the end of all of this, right? It does not surprise me that Tapestry is down 26%. And if they are down 26%, I dare to say that Dooney is down probably 38 to 40% in sales. I'm just going out there. It doesn't surprise me that they are down that significantly because I feel like they have just made some really bad merchandising product sales decisions this year. Let's talk a little bit about $59 Wednesday, right? We went from $59 wallet Wednesday to the next week. Do y'all remember what the wallets went to then? $69. So if you're going to really do a sale, right, why not start with $69 wallet Wednesday and then you drop it down the next week, right? And then the following week, I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll get another wallet Wednesday. And they've done with this little experiment and they realize that $59 or less is really the way that you get the sales. And no, they ditched it all together. And then the sale that they have going on now on ILD is like you spend $150, you get $40 off. And if you finagle your purchases enough, you can actually get, for example, Alice back down to $59. But you got to play around with your purchases to get it up to $150 in order to get the $40 off to bring the price back down to $50. I shouldn't have to work that hard to get a sale on something. And I'm done trying to do retail math to get back to a sales price. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see what the 12 days of Dooney is going to look like. And I go back over and over and over again to earlier in the year when we got the link from both Dooney.com and ILD, and we gave them feedback on what what we wanted to see as consumers. The flash sales have gotten a little bit better, and by that I mean the frequency of them, but the sales in themselves, if you compare a Dooney flash sale other than the $59 wallet Wednesday, which they should actually keep. They need some new wallets, or they need to bring back some old wallets. But $59 wallet Wednesday, to me, that was a success. They should keep that up on Wednesdays at least through the end of the year while people are holiday shopping. And I think they missed out this past week in not doing it again, because they should have went back to $59 wallet Wednesday. Maybe you only offer 6 or 7 of one style each week, but they need to do that again. They should keep that up every Wednesday through the rest of this year. But they have also not fully listened or implemented any of the feedback that I know they heard over and over and over and over again in those surveys that we completed. I don't know. I think if I were to place a bet, and any of you that work for companies that do like engagement surveys, and they want to know what they've done well, and do you trust leadership, and what do you think about the benefits, and would you recommend this as a place to work, I would bet that we spent more time responding to the ILD and the .com surveys about customer service than many of us provide comments back at our workplaces about engagement, right? I could be wrong. I'd love to see in the chat whether or not I'm right. And if so, just type in work, right? If you put in more work in the ILD and the .com survey than you would on your engagement survey at work, I just want to see how many of you did that. Just type work in the comments. I see them coming in. Work, 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 right? Because I don't know about you, but the whole thing around work, and it's so many people in a group, and supposedly it's confidential, but you got to sign in, or your work group, you're the only woman, so when you put in your demographic, you know what I'm saying? There are all kinds of things that can potentially discourage you from being transparent in how engaged you are with your employer, right? Just let me do my work, let me do my 8, hit the gate, and pay me on time, right? Recognize me maybe every once in a while. It doesn't have to be public. Put it in my pay so I can buy more bags and move on. But we spent the time to really think about the brand that we were 3 years ago, 2 years ago, even most of 18, right? That we were head over heels in love with, and we cared enough to give them the feedback when they requested it, and then they have done nothing. And let me tell you, I would rather you do nothing, right? And I assume you don't know or you don't care, and then I make the decision on whether or not I'm going to continue to spend my money with you, than for you to survey me for my thoughts. I take the time to give them to you, and then you do nothing with that feedback. Because then it proves to me you really don't give a rat's behind about the feedback that I provided to you. So, again, I'm going to ask that the ladies would post the article again, the link. If you have not checked this article out, I just want to say it's a good read. It gets my blood boiling just a little bit, because it reminds me that the market has shifted. And it's not because we just aren't spending. We aren't accepting the BS anymore, right? We want something different. We want new. We want fresh. We want color. We want quality. We have a long list, and there are other brands that are willing to provide that. So If you have not checked it out, it is a CNBC article. The title of the article is Handbag Sales Reveal a Major Shift in Where Consumers Are Shopping. The article was posted on National Handbag Day, which was October the 10th, and it is an excellent, quick read of where the handbag and tote trends are for the first 8 months of the year. All right. That being said, I was going to do Florentine, but do I want to talk about Florentine? I think I'm going to change the name of this live stream afterwards because I don't think I'm going to do Dooney tonight. I'm going to talk about Coach because they've kind of gotten my money this year, and there are a few things that I want to share and show, and maybe I'll come back later and do a comparison. But just because those brands are down, and I know this is where my money has shifted to, so we're going to do that. All right. So the first thing all right. So the first thing is the radial print, right? You have seen the radial pencil case on my channel. You saw the notebook journals in the radial print. And although DJ King is not in the chat tonight, I was influenced. That's the word I'm going to use. I'm not going to call it enabled. I'm going to say I was influenced before I had the epiphany that I don't have a clutch life. And I picked up their version of the large Carrington. Now, this has a blue lining. It has the Coach authentic brand tag there in the back. No slip pockets, no nothing. Wristlet, it's detachable. I just love the fact that I was able to get a complete set, right? Why is that important to me? That's important to me because although I don't consider myself to be the matchy person when it comes to my accessories and things going together, I do know that there are members of the tribe that do prefer that if they buy a steel blue Florentine medium satchel, they want a steel blue Florentine pick-a-style wallet to go with it. But sometimes we get the what do we get? We get like a plum wine, right? Leisure in Saffiano. And where exactly are the plum wine Saffiano wallets that would match that, right? Some of it was available, but if you still have plum wine available on your website in bags, if I want matching accessories to go with it, where do I find those, right? So it creates a situation where you are forced to mix and match or explore other brands because it's not available under the same brand that you may have made one or two other purchases from. So again, exploring something new, something different. And I don't want to give Coach any ideas, but I'm going to give Coach an idea. I don't care how many more of these they come up with. They can change them around. Give me one that doesn't have the C's all over it. Give me some with Saffiano or coated cotton. I'm coming back over and over again because I've purchased two of these. I have the signature print and then I picked up the radial print. And if they came out with 7 more colors between now and the end of the year and I'm able to get my hands on them, I will buy them. Because I am, whether I'm jotting down notes for live stream, whether it's my to-do list or shopping list, whether it's my Christmas list, whether it is taking down notes for a conference call, whether it's me doing a site visit, whether it's me jotting down notes for a presentation. I am still old school. Yes, I use my phone and I take notes, but I will also tell you that I take notes. Handwriting is about to become a lost art, and I enjoy seeing my own chicken scratch on paper, right? So I have an appreciation for the fact that although Coach has its sales down 26% in the what I'm going to call the teeny boppers, the fact that they continue to evolve and keep things new and fresh, I have an appreciation for that, and that's the reason they continue to get my money on occasion. Now I'm a little upset that I didn't get an invite for day one of the sale this past Wednesday. I did get a text message, and even when I tried to sign in via text, it didn't work. So I'm just taking that as a sign I didn't need to shop this sale. But again, when I do, I'll be able to find stuff that's different, that's new, that's fresh. All right, so here is another item that I have, and I don't know why I have fallen in love with these from Coach because I have not carried them. My preference is the double zip wallet. But I continue to purchase them, and they're not this one, but these are going to be a part of my team's gifts for Christmas, along with their journals and some of the stationery that I featured on my channel. But it is, and this one is in the color cherry, it is their corner zip wristlet. Now, these can be used as tech cases or as little wallets. Let me tell you, high school seniors, if you have a high school senior on your graduation, on your Christmas list, or you're looking for graduation gifts, this was a huge success. This is not the one that I got her. I got her a different color. But let me tell you, of all the gifts that she got at her graduation party, this is the one that she oohed and squealed over the most. It did come with money in it. That could have been part of it. But she immediately moved out of her wallet into her wristlet. And when she left that night with her girlfriends to go hang out, this is what she had in her hand. It's an inexpensive find at Coach. If you watch the sales, you can get them even less than the $25. Let me tell you, I struggle with this because it only has 2 card slots in it, and y'all, for her debit card and her ID, it's perfect for her. But I'm not sure how I'm going to use these, but I've picked up quite a few. Whether it's gifts for your team, I could use this to, run to the grocery store, go grab pizza if I'm not having it delivered. They have tons of different colors. Coach is offering tons of different styles. This is an inexpensive find, and it is a popular gift. Throw a gift card, throw some cash or something in there, and it is absolutely perfect. They do have a double corner zip wristlet, so it's basically 2 of these back to back. I picked up a couple of those, same issue. But I like the double zip wallets, which you have seen on my channel before. I love these. These were a great discovery. I don't know that I have found anything from Dooney and Burke that is similar. Anybody find anything? Yeah, I thought about tech, but believe it or not, I carry way more tech stuff than this, like chargers and cords and stuff. And I know that's probably ridiculous, but two different phone styles, different chargers, um, battery packs, and so this just hasn't been large enough for me. But I am going to figure out a way to use it if it's nothing more than overflow cards, reward stuff out of my wallet. But this one is in the color cherry. And the item number, in case you are looking on coach.com, the item number, if somebody will capture this in the chat, F is in Frank, 58034. Again, F is in Frank, 58034, and this is in the color cherry. The manufacturer's suggested retail price is $88. These are like $25 when you catch them in sale in the store. And if you catch them when they're like an extra 25% off, you can get them $22, $17. Great little gift, great little accessory. Again, F is in Frank, 58034. F is in Frank, 58034 in the color cherry from Coach. All right. So the next is I'm gonna call it a double pochette, but it's called a patent top handle. I've got the color oxblood and the color charcoal. And bear with me. All right. So, if you think about a pochette from LV or let's just use that one. All right. I fell in love with these, and I think they have probably stopped making this size now because I've been able to find more of the others. But I'm going to show you the first one. It's in the color oxblood, and it's considered the patent top handle, but it is a little pochette. It's double the size. The butt is double what the regular pochettes are. And you've seen the red one that I got for my birthday from my tribe sister on this channel several lives ago. But I found this one in the color oxblood. You can see the little tag there, logo on the front. It also has a crossbody strap. So you can adjust the strap and use it as a short purse or short, strap purse, or you can adjust it down to the longest length and use it as a little crossbody. My phone fits, so I can get both phones in here. I can get a small wallet in here or a card case. I can get my lipstick in here. It's got a slip pocket. And again, I love the interior color. It's a little dark, but it's still better than black. I have fallen in love with these from Coach. They should bring these back. I don't know how in my early exploring this year that I missed out on these, but I love it. This is in the color oxblood. This is the color cherry. It's looking a little brown on camera, but y'all know I'm not doing brown. It is truly oxblood, but the color is being washed out under the lights. The item number for this one is F as in Frank, 56518. Again, F as in Frank, 56518. And it is in the color Oxblood. F as in Frank, 56518. And now I don't know how many of you realize this, but if you find a Coach item that you like, let me see if I can find the tag in here. There is a tag in the interior that has the style number of that item on it. So if you're ever, I know some stores stop looking up style numbers, but is it on this one? I'm probably saying it and then now it doesn't have it in this one. Made in Vietnam. It does not have it, but let me see if this one has it. One of them has to have it so I can show it to you. But it's sewn into the inside in this. Yep. Okay. So way down deep here in the bottom, you see, okay, so here's the Coach tag, right? That says made in Vietnam with the Coach tag on the side. And then at the very bottom, you see a little white, tag sewn right here in the bottom. See it right there? That has the style number sewn into the item. So if you're ever looking for it or calling a store, if you look on that little tag, you can find the style number, and of course that's how they do the product lookups in the store, which some stores have stopped doing. All right, so Oxblood, double pochette, like a little small purse. I cannot wait until it gets a little bit cooler. Got a couple of Friday night high school football games. Y'all, I'm either high school or pro. I don't care anything about college ball. I know that's bad. I'm sorry. But I love seeing kids like raw talent when they're the love for the game is still really pure and their talent is developing. I'm going way off. And then when they've made it professional. There's so much politics and stuff in the college sports. I just haven't been able to get into that. Anyway, so here's the second one. This one is gunmetal, and I am in love with this color. I have it in a regular size pochette. Just so you see how much I love it, I got the big boy and the little sister. Do you see that? So just so you can kind of see from a picking up from a standpoint, it's like double the size of the pochette. This one has a little small handle, right? Plus the crossbody or long strap. And this one just has the chain. And I am blaming my tribe sister for introducing me to this, because I have gone bananas for the Coach Pochettes or Nolitas this year. So this one, let me see if I have a style number for you for this one. All right, so the little small one, and this is also the color charcoal, same as the double one. Don't ask me why I need both. I'm keeping both. Is F as in Frank 39169 in the color charcoal. F as in Frank 39169, and it is this one. You can see it's got the gunmetal hardware, which kind of blends right in with the charcoal. It's got like the charcoal gray leather. No pocket or anything on the back, but my phone fits. It's got a couple card slots. It's got a slip pocket, and there's space in the interior. The lining on this one is black, and I am loving it. So again, if we've shifted, and I have not been shy in Coach, online or in store, what do you think has happened to Dooney sales. Now in the light, maybe it's the angle. Okay, they look the same here, but here this one looks a little gray and this looks a little blue, so it's got to be the angle of the light on this side. But is that not gorgeous? I love it. I love it. All right, y'all. I don't know. I don't know what to say other than I think whoever's doing the research, I understand why they're looking at the 20 somethings, but there are other demographics that they should pay attention to, where the true spend is, because there are more 30, 40, 50, 60 somethings that are even spending money at LV and Kate Spade and Michael Kors and Coach than those 20 somethings. Yes, there is a secondary or pre-loved or resale market, but just as many people that will shop those secondary marketplaces are an equal or potentially greater number of people that won't purchase there, right? Because it's the internet, it's a used product, they aren't sure what they're going to get. What if it's not what the seller has presented it? There are just lots and lots of ways that those transactions can go wrong. And there are just a lot of consumers that avoid the pre-love market altogether. I get it. You know, LV holds its value. The question though is why, and why would you? I'm not going to go back through the whole leather versus coated cotton, but you should think about that, leather versus coated cotton. I'm getting off my soapbox. Oxblood, charcoal, cherry, and that's not all. That's not all, but just think about it. I really want you to think about it. If we've spent less at Dooney, shifted to Michael Kors, Coach, Tory Burch, Kate Spade, and they are still down mid double digits. What do you think happened with Dooney sales? And do you think that they are in recovery mode in the background and they are going to blow us away for the holiday season and that will carry into 2020? Or do you think they are fizzling out the way Coach did several years ago, and at some point will have to either become an HB where they completely kind of die out, or whether they will find themselves in the position where Coach was or has been in the rebuild of the brand, bringing in the Selena Gomez's and the Michael B. Jordans to draw consumers back to that brand. Who knows? But what I will tell you is I've had fun this year exploring other brands. Please make sure that you thumbs up this video before you head out. There are 53 of you in the live stream right now watching, but only 14 thumbs up. I'd ask that you kindly do so. If you have enjoyed the CNBC discussion tonight of handbag sales, revealing a major shift in where consumers are shopping, particularly around handbags and totes. If you enjoyed that discussion tonight, I would ask that you again thumbs up. If you enjoyed seeing what I've been picking up from Coach, even though this is not all of it, I'd ask that you just hit the thumbs up, right? If you've hung out for any portion of time, then you have to be interested in what we're talking about. I'm just asking that you hit the thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithm recommends this 55-minute video to other handbag enthusiasts. Please make sure that you are checking out my tribe sisters, Sonja Covington, Kimberly Mine, Mrs. Q, Carmen Hawkins, M Squared, DJ King, Says What, My Pursuit of Happiness, Happy Belated Birthday, um, who else? The Closet Dive, Bag Hound, Honey is Natural, Lucinda Quimbley, the Candy Crusher. I'm throwing out names. I know I skip somebody every single week. Please make sure that you come back. We will all be together. Yes, Military Mom. Please make sure that you come back on Friday night. We will all be hanging out on Mrs. Q's channel at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. And then we will be back together on my channel at between 6 and 7. I know I've gotten real bad with the time. But Sundays for Feed Your Addiction. And somebody will be back on Saturday morning at 11 Eastern, 10 Central for hashtag Tribe Time. So thank you so very much for watching. Again, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up before you head out. If there's anything that you would like to continue discussing on this live stream, come back after the video uploads and make sure that you leave a comment. There is tons of engagement in the comment section. Let's keep the conversation going. I want designers to not ignore those of us in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s as they are thinking about where their revenue, their sales dollars are coming from. I don't want to be omitted because I spend a lot of money, or at least I was when the offering was good. And I know that you are here and participate in this community because you feel the same way. We will not be overlooked. So thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, I do hope you find something that feeds your addiction. Take care.